A woman will never look you in the eye and say, "I want you to be more than my friend." That's not how this works. Instead, she'll laugh at. And if you don't know the difference between the laugh she gives everyone and the laugh she only gives you, congratulations. You just spent 6 months in the friend zone thinking everything was fine while she quietly moved on to the man who actually understood what she was telling him. Here's the part that's going to hit differently. According to research published in the journal Evolutionary Psychology, laughter is one of the most powerful and least understood signals of romantic interest between two people. It is not random. It is not accidental. And it is absolutely not just about something being funny. In fact, some of the most revealing laughs a woman gives have nothing to do with humor at all. Most men think they know what flirting looks like. They watch for eye contact, they look for the hair touch, they wait for physical proximity. And those signals matter. But laughter is the signal that flies completely under the radar. It feels casual, it feels friendly, it feels safe. And that is exactly why she uses it. Because she can communicate deep attraction to you while maintaining complete deniability. If you miss it, she can move on without embarrassment. And most men do miss it every single time. So let me be honest with you right now. As a woman, I can tell you that the way we laugh around someone we want is completely different from the way we laugh around someone we simply like. The difference is in the body, the timing, the duration, the sound, and most importantly, what happens in the moment right after she laughs. And none of those things require words. They require you to pay attention in a way nobody ever taught you to. I spent a significant amount of time going through behavioral research, evolutionary biology studies, and social psychology findings, and I'll reference the real science throughout this video, because what I'm about to share with you is not dating advice you've heard recycled 100 times. This is a deep, honest, specific breakdown of the exact types of laughter that signal a woman wants something far more than friendship with you. Now, before we get into the first type of laugh, I need to warn you about something. The last laugh on this list, number 7, is the one that shocks men the most when they finally understand it. Not because it's loud or obvious. It's actually the quietest one on the list, but what it communicates is so direct, so emotionally significant, that once you recognize it, you will never be able to unhear it. So make sure you stay until the end, because that one alone could completely reframe a relationship you're already in. Let's get into it. The first type of laugh is what I call the duration laugh. Here is something that almost nobody tells men. When a woman is genuinely attracted to you, she laughs longer than she should. Not louder, not harder, longer. You say something mildly amusing, something that would get a polite chuckle from anyone else, and she keeps going. The laugh extends. It trails off slowly. Sometimes she touches her face or looks away while it fades. This is not about the joke. This is about her nervous system. Dr. Robert Provine, a neuroscientist at the University of Maryland who spent years studying laughter in social settings, found something remarkable. Women laugh significantly more in the presence of men they find attractive, even when the content of the conversation is not particularly funny. His research showed that women laughed approximately 126% more than men in mixed gender social interactions, and that the quantity and duration of female laughter was one of the most consistent predictors of romantic interest. What's happening neurologically is this. Attraction activates the brain's reward system. Dopamine floods the prefrontal cortex. And laughter, triggered by the presence of someone you desire, becomes a kind of physical release of that pleasure. She's not laughing because you're the funniest person she's ever met. She's laughing because being near you feels good, and her body is expressing that whether she wants it to or not. So here's how you identify it. Pay attention to the ratio. Does her laughter last noticeably longer than the moment warrants? Does she seem almost surprised by her own reaction? Does the smile linger even after the laugh ends? That's your signal. That's the duration laugh. And it means something. The second type of laugh is the lean-in laugh. This one involves her body, not just her voice, and that's what makes it impossible to fake. When a woman laughs and is not attracted to you, her body stays neutral. She might smile, she might make a polite sound, but her posture doesn't change. She keeps her distance, keeps her boundaries, keeps herself in her own space. But when a woman laughs and is attracted to you, her body moves toward you. Even slightly, even for half a second. The laugh causes her to lean forward, close the gap between you, maybe tilt her head in your direction. Sometimes she reaches out and touches your arm as she laughs. Sometimes she leans her shoulder into yours. Sometimes she just bends slightly at the waist, like she's physically pulled by the sound of her own amusement. Body language researcher Dr. Albert Mehrabian, whose foundational work on nonverbal communication remains among the most cited in the field, established that physical proximity and body orientation are among the most reliable indicators of positive emotional engagement. When a woman's body angles toward you during a moment of laughter, she is doing something that is almost impossible to fake and almost impossible to do consciously. It is her attraction expressing itself through physics. Here's the key distinction. Not every lean is significant. If someone bumps into her, she'll lean in. If you're in a loud room, she'll lean close to hear. The lean in laugh is specific. It happens during the laugh itself. Her body moves toward you because of the emotion, not because of the environment. And once you start watching for it, you will see it everywhere you missed it before. The third type of laugh is the one that breaks most relationships, silently, invisibly, without either of you ever discussing it. This is the reciprocal laugh, and it is the most commonly misunderstood signal on this entire list. Here is what it looks like. You say something, she laughs. Then, a few moments later, she says something and looks directly at you to see if you laugh, not at the group, not at the room, specifically at you. She is not just trying to be funny. She is mirroring. She is testing emotional synchrony. She is asking without asking, are we on the same frequency? Research published in the journal Personal Relationships found that mutual laughter, not just one person laughing, but both people laughing together at the same moments, was one of the strongest predictors of relationship satisfaction and romantic compatibility. Couples who laughed together more frequently reported feeling more understood, more connected, and more emotionally safe with each other. But here's the part that most men miss entirely. The reciprocal laugh isn't just about both people being funny. It's about her watching for your reaction. The moment right after she says something, does she glance at you specifically? Does she wait for your laugh with something like quiet anticipation? That pause, that brief moment of checking, is her being vulnerable in a way she'll never articulate out loud. She's saying, I want to make you laugh the way you make me laugh. I want us to be in this together. And if you're not picking up on that moment, if you're looking around the room or checking your phone or just moving past it, she registers that as disconnection. She notes it. She files it away. And slowly, without a single argument, she adjusts her expectations of what the two of you are. Don't let that happen. The next time a woman says something and glances at you right after, really looks at you, waiting, make sure she knows you are listening. The fourth type of laugh is the soft laugh, and it is devastating in the best possible way. Most people associate attraction with big energy. Loud, louder, big smiles, high-pitched excitement. And yes, those signals exist. But the soft laugh is the opposite of all that, and it is far more intimate. This is the laugh that barely makes a sound. It happens when she's close to you, usually in a quieter moment. Maybe you've said something slightly self-deprecating. Maybe you've shared something honest. Maybe you've noticed a detail about her that nobody else noticed. And instead of throwing her head back and laughing fully, she just exhales softly, smiles with her eyes closed for a moment, lets out the quietest sound of amusement, almost like she's trying to hold it in. That restraint is the point. The soft laugh happens when someone feels too much to express it fully. It is the laugh of someone who is catching themselves caring about you. It is the laugh of someone who is aware, in that moment, that she is more affected by you than she planned to be. Dr. Dacher Keltner, a psychologist at UC Berkeley who studies emotional expression, has written about how the most emotionally loaded expressions are often the most contained. Genuine, deep emotion tends to suppress itself, while performed emotion tends to be loud. The soft laugh is genuine. It is deep. And it is one of the clearest windows into the emotional interior of a woman who is falling for you and hasn't quite found the words for it yet. If she gives you a soft laugh in a quiet moment, treat that moment carefully. Don't rush it. Don't deflect it with another joke. Let it breathe because she just handed you something real. The fifth type is the laugh that doesn't let go. This one is about duration again, but in a completely different way. The laugh that doesn't let go isn't just about the sound continuing longer than expected. It's about what she does during the laugh and what state she's in when it ends. Here is what this looks like in practice. She laughs, and while she's laughing, she makes contact with you. A touch on your arm, a lean into your shoulder, a brief but deliberate brush of her hand against yours. And when the laugh fades, she doesn't immediately reset to a neutral expression. She stays in it. Soft smile, slightly flushed. Eyes still on you. What she's doing is extending the shared emotional experience on purpose. She's not ready to leave that moment. She wants to stay inside it with you for as long as she can without making it obvious. Evolutionary psychologist Dr. David Buss, whose research on human mating has been cited thousands of times in peer-reviewed literature, found that prolonged positive interaction signals including shared laughter with sustained physical contact, were among the behaviors women engaged in most consistently when they had genuine romantic interest in a specific partner. Not casual interest. Genuine, intentional interest. The laugh that doesn't let go is her unwillingness to let the good feeling between you end. She's holding on to it. She's extending it. And she's doing it because you're the one causing it. And she doesn't want that to stop. Pay attention to what she does right after she laughs. Not just the laugh itself, the after. That's where the truth lies. The sixth type of laugh is the most dangerous one on this list. Dangerous because it looks exactly like nothing. This is the breathless laugh. And it catches men off guard every single time. The breathless laugh doesn't always make a lot of sound. Sometimes it's just an exhale with a smile. Sometimes it's the moment where she genuinely cannot form words for a second because she's reacting to something you said or did, and her body has simply bypassed her ability to perform a normal response. She might cover her mouth. She might look away briefly. She might just go quiet while her eyes stay completely alive. This is the laugh that happens when her guard is down. When we are around people we are comfortable with but not romantically invested in, our social performance stays switched on. We respond predictably. We keep ourselves composed. We give appropriate reactions. But when a woman is genuinely attracted to you, not performing attraction, actually experiencing it, there are moments when her composure slips, when her body reacts before her mind can edit it. The breathless laugh is one of those moments. Research from the University of California studying authentic versus social laughter found that genuine laughter involves different muscle groups, different breath patterns, and a measurably different neural signature than polite or social laughter. You can hear the difference once you know what to listen for. Social laughter is even, controlled. It comes from the right place at the right time. The breathless laugh is uneven. It surprises her. She wasn't expecting to feel this much, and it shows. When a woman gives you a breathless laugh, it means the version of herself she prepared to show you today just got interrupted by how she actually feels about you. That is not a small thing. Do not treat it like one. And now, the seventh type, the one I promised you at the beginning. The quietest laugh on this entire list, and the loudest signal of all. This is what I call the laugh without a reason. Here is the scenario. You haven't said anything funny. You haven't done anything amusing. You might not have even said anything at all. And she laughs anyway, a small private sound, almost to herself. She might look away immediately after. She might cover it with a change of subject. She might pretend it didn't happen. But it happened. And here is what it means. The laugh without a reason occurs when a woman has a thought about you that she didn't intend to have. Maybe she pictured something. Maybe she imagined a future moment. Maybe she noticed something about you. The way you're sitting, the way you said a word, the way you looked at something across the room, and her mind went somewhere it surprised her, and her body laughed. Involuntarily. Privately. The way you laugh at a thought in your own head when you're alone. Except she's not alone. She's with you. And she forgot just for a second that you could see her. Dr. Monica Moore, whose landmark research at Webster University cataloged over 52 distinct nonverbal flirting behaviors in women, identified unprompted, self-directed laughter and smiling as one of the most intimate and genuine signals of deep attraction, specifically because it cannot be faked and is almost never performed. It slips out from the inside. It belongs entirely to what she feels when she's with you when nobody is performing anything. The laugh without a reason is her inner world making contact with your shared space. It is her imagination getting ahead of her composure. And it is one of the clearest possible signals that she is thinking about you in a way that has nothing to do with friendship. If you see it, you don't call attention to it. You don't say, "What's funny?" You don't make her self-conscious. You just notice. Let her keep it. And understand what she just told you without a single word. Here's what I want you to take away from everything we've covered today. Not one of these laughs required her to say a single thing. Not one. And that is exactly the point. Women communicate attraction in a language that lives entirely beneath the surface of words. The duration laugh, the lean-in, the reciprocal, the soft laugh, the one that doesn't let go, the breathless moment where her composure breaks, and the quiet laugh that belongs to a thought she had about you. These are all sentences in a language you were never taught to read, but you're reading it now. There is something I want to say to you directly. Knowing these signals is not about manipulation. It is not about turning every interaction into a strategy session. It is about showing up with enough awareness to recognize when someone is genuinely trying to reach you. Because here's what nobody tells you. Women who like you are not cold. They are not silent. They are not withholding. They are communicating constantly in a language so subtle that most men dismiss it as nothing and move on, never understanding what they had right in front of them. The man who pays attention is not the most handsome man in the room. He is not always the funniest or the most confident, but he is the man she remembers. He is the man she keeps finding reasons to be near. He is the man she's already had 17 imaginary conversations with by the time he finally asks for her number. Be that man. Not by performing, by paying attention. The next time a woman laughs around you, don't just react to the sound. Notice the duration. Notice whether her body moves toward you. Notice whether she looks at you right after she says something, waiting. Notice whether that laugh has a softness to it that she wasn't planning to show you. Notice whether her composure slipped for just a second and something real came through. She's already halfway across the bridge toward you. All you have to do is recognize she's walking. And now that you know exactly how she uses laughter to signal what she won't say out loud, there's one more piece to this equation that most men never figure out. Because knowing she's interested is only the beginning, what she wants you to do next, how she wants you to respond. That is where most men either step up and change everything, or freeze and lose it entirely. I made a video specifically about that. It's about the 7 things women want you to do the moment they signal interest. Things they crave deeply but will never ask for out loud. If you watch it right after this, the 2 videos together will give you a complete picture. Everything she's silently saying, and everything she's silently hoping you'll do about it. It's right there. Go watch it next.